Heyo everyone, Xyphien here. RS3 has just launched its first ever leagues with League Catalyst, and the game's seeing more attention than it has in ages. So let's go ahead and talk about the downfall of RS3, as well as why this year could be the start to an actual comeback. The Big Break EoC. In 2012, Jagex shipped the Evolution of Combat, also known as EoC. Full action bar abilities, adrenaline, huge mechanical pivot from the point-and-click classical combat to a modern-style MMO, what most people saw as just a WoW clone. It went live on November 20th, 2012. After months of beta testing, community backlash was immediate and long-lasting. Was it unfixable? No, it was not. But rolling this much change all at once split the player base and identity of Runescape in half. A lot of people simply left, while the other half kind of stayed, and then some trickled out once the player base dropped down drastically. So all in all, overnight, RuneScape 3 felt like a completely different game to most people. Actually, almost everyone. Some people loved the changes, many unfortunately did not, and that fracture never fully healed. Number 2 is the MTX, also known as Microtransactions. Wheel of Fortune debuted February 2012, and with it introduced daily spins for free items such as gold, resources, and a lot more. I'll talk more about this in part 3, but with this came the ability to buy spins with real cash, and in return you could get anything from in-game gold to experience for levels just through mom's credit card. And that's one thing a lot of people, that was their last straw. Next you have Solomon's General Store, which was added July 17th, 2012, added rune coins for cosmetics and convenience. Then you have Treasure Hunter replace Squeal on February 4th, 2014, cementing keys, lamps, stars, proteins, and promo FOMO as core progression paths. Over time, this pushed RS3 towards pay to accelerate in dailies over actual gameplay. So most players and ex-players just assumed that the game was just completely pay to win at that point. And then Hero Pass released 2023, and the backlash was a public low point. Jagex even apologized for it, rolled it back. However, it already branded RuneScape 3 with a pay-to-win reputation outside of the core community now. So on top of the community already leaving and hating the MTX, the game community also now knows about the pay-to-win features with RuneScape 3. Those who stayed felt the shift from earned to bought and boosted, which trickled out even more who actually was loyal and stayed throughout RuneScape 3. Number 3, identity and economy. Years of layer systems, keys, stars, proteins, DXP promos, and convenience items changed the tempo of progression, as well as the economy. Inflation and dailies became part of RS3's identity for many. And because of that, the results were even when RS3 shipped quality quests, bosses, and other high-quality content, a chunk of the MMO audience had already had enough and decided that the game was pay to win. I kind of messed up there, but that's like my 18th take, and I'm keeping it. And unfortunately, once you have the pay to win label, it's really hard, near impossible to win back those who once loved and adored your game, just because it's listed as pay to win. Especially with the rebirth of OSRS in February 16th, 2013, which gave those who still played RuneScape 3 occasionally but wanted an original to their once loved game was able to transfer over to playing that instead, spawning a new community and thus further depleting from the RS3's ever depleting player base. I said depleting twice, I don't care. Number 4, 2025, real signs of course correction. A few months ago, in June 2025, Jagex announced publicly that they were going to do an MTX overhaul, publicly stating that it's been harming the RuneScape community and started live experiments, such as disabling Treasure Hunter for a week in July to measure its impact overall. Double XP with MTX limitations in August were a thing, and finally a cosmetic-free world which went live late July or early August to test cleaner visuals and fewer MTX distractions from the game, showing they're actually willing to try out and learn from the years and years of mistakes. As we speak, League's Catalyst is happening right now, which is a play on OSRS's Leagues, which they do yearly, besides this year specifically for RS3. I'm not personally the biggest fan of it on RS3 as I'm a Leagues 2 enjoyer, but it's still fun to test out and gave me high hopes for a brighter tomorrow for RS3. With all their slip-ups, failures, and refusals to back down from key moments that define their decline, It looks like they are taking some notes from OSRS and are starting to move in the right direction finally. Hopefully next year marks even more positive changes to RS3, which can hopefully bring back its dwindling community and make it strive once again. I for one may be making some noob-friendly videos for RS3 for those who may want to get back into the game, since it is objectively very different from OSRS. So if you like this content, please do not hesitate to subscribe, comment below, and like the video. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day.